Part of our work has been putting out sediment traps. These time-lapse traps that have 20 or so cups on a rotisserie, basically. And every 2 weeks, one cup closes and one opens. It spins around. So it documents all the particles that are raining down.
And what we have right now is a time series that goes from the fall of 2009 until January of 2011. We're going to be able to have data from September to January of 2010 into 11 to know what the 12 months on and 6 months after the oil spill, what that looks like.
Officials from many federal agencies, including the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management, Regulation and Enforcement, and the National Science Foundation, called us to say, you've been out there recently, you know what the baseline observations are for the corals and the animals living with them. Take samples for hydrocarbon analysis, fingerprint analysis, to see if it can be tied back to the Macondo well, 252 oil. And that's what we did in October, November of 2010, and we were 7 miles from the spill. We found this hard bottom area and lots of corals. First thing I noticed was that there's this large red coral called a bubblegum coral, and you could see where flesh, tissue had come off of the coral and exposed the white skeleton. The coral next to it was covered with this brown schmutz-like material that I call it, this flocculent stuff that we subsequently sampled. We stopped the ROV, we stopped everything and said, something's weird happening here, we don't know what. This is the closest we've been to the well, and so let's just stop and treat it as a crime scene. We're going to spend the rest of our dive here and make sure we document this really well, get really important samples for analysis back in the lab, and that's what we did.